on, everybody? Welcome back to the Coach Steve Show podcast. If this is your first time coming here, welcome. This podcast is dedicated to everything sports and entertainment. You can find Marvel talks. You can find talks with great football coaches or basketball coaches all over the country, college and high school. You can find football stuff with plays, offense, defense, everything like that. Just everything can be found here. Please like and subscribe to the Coach Steve Show YouTube channel. The audio version can be found on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast. It can be found there. Please like, subscribe, leave a review. If you don't, pretend like it never happened. Let's get into today's episode. Today's episode is going to be based around inside zone once again. I did a video before about how to run traditional inside zone. I want to show you a different variation, how to run inside zone, and it's caused a lot of controversy or different topics I've had with different coaches. Again, this is my stupid, simple way of offense. This is the way I've been around it. There is more than one way to skin a cat. So let's get into a different way that you could still keep a little bit of the zone concept and still run inside zone and still practice it similar and even still steal reps if you run other run plays in your offense. So traditionally, when you run inside zone, like we talked about before, is where you're picking the foot up, putting it down. We're working to still get vertical, and you're letting guys go. And so if somebody does shoot in, somebody, if they're uncovered, is going to help you out. It is a run play where you have to practice it all the time, over and over. It's different fronts. It's going to, change aiming points, how you're going to get to linebackers and everything else. So another way to run inside zone, it kind of does look like ISO, and it kind of looks like duo to a lot of people. Where I don't even know if there's the right way or wrong way to run duo, but it is what it is. So at one school we were at, we kind of realized, hey, when we're running inside zone, it does take a lot of practice. Find what your linemen can do. Now you rep it over and over, they will get good at it, but at the time, we had looked at it and said, hey, can we still keep the zone concept where we read the end, but we're getting a different way it looks up front? Can we get double teams? Just to get to the line of scrimmage, we're more focused on if we can get double teams to the backer. It helps out the lineman where they're not trying to, play basketball, like they're trying to get there and work with a linebacker, trying to meet him at the point of attack, everything like that. Still practice it, but we are stealing reps, essentially, where if you run ISO, you run power, you're double teaming. This is essentially stealing reps if you decide that you want double teams all over the line of scrimmage. And we can keep the aiming point for the running back still the same rules. Quarterback can still have his same rules of reading the defensive end. You can still have RPOs off of it. The contradictory is that it looks like duo, but again, us football coaches make things difficult. If you still want to call this inside zone, still call it inside zone, because you still, in my world, are having that zone look where you're reading the defensive end for the quarterback. So if we are calling right now inside zone to the left, we call 11, 13, whatever your terminology is. So if we're going to the left, the rules change a little bit right now. So we have a 5-tech, a 1-tech, a 3-tech, and a 5-tech. If you want to try to get double teams to help them get to the linebackers, we certainly can. But the uncovered rules change a little bit. So left guard, so let's just start here. So left tackle knows he's got a 5-tech. It's a pretty easy job. We still want to get vertical, or if they go to the outside, kick them outside. Kick them to the outside, take them vertical, going up. Don't let them cross your face. That's the big one, where before, if they crossed our face, it was fine. On this one, we cannot let them cross our face, especially if they're out wide at a 5-tech. We have to get vertical or kick them out. Now, the left guard, essentially before in the other inside zone way, is going to say he is uncovered because he doesn't have anybody to the play side of his left. So he knows that if an end shoots in over our left tackle's face, he's going to pick him up. Well, now if you're looking to get double teams, he is going to look and say, okay, am I covered? He is uncovered, but that changes for him. So now he knows, well, let's look. Do I have somebody to my backside? Well, I kind of do. He is going to step and get to this nose guard, to this 1-tech. Center is going to look and say he's covered. because it didn't really change for him from before. So he's covered. So he's going to aim for the inside number. We are probably going to gallop technique. You've seen this with ISO with our left guard into this nose guard. They are now doubling to this will linebacker. Whereas before we were covered, uncovered, the left guard was probably going to go up there by himself. Now we are controlling. They've got an SOB, a mean SOB at nose guard. We have to get to that double team. We have to control the line of scrimmage. We can get up to that backer. Right guard, before is going to say covered or uncovered if he's got to go to the play side. So right now he is uncovered, but he's going to peek over. Well, I've got this 2 or this 3 tech right here. So I'm going to step for the inside number and get him. Right tackle, you are not touching the end. We want to keep that read the same. So we're still going to gallop or however you want to get there with the right tackle is going to aim for the other number for this 3 tech to this tackle. And we're going to double team to this Mike linebacker. So to a lot of people, however you run duo, this looks like duo. Or it's similar to ISO blocking. We're just not blocking the end. To some people, you could run this. When you lock the end for inside zone, that's a whole other thing. You could tell the running back still the same rules. You're going to aim for the inside of the center. You're going to bang it or bend it and out. So essentially, we might get more of an inside run this way because we're trying to control the line of scrimmage for double teams and get to the backer. And you can still have a cutback if this backer goes and does whatever. You can still get the cutback lanes. So we can bend it up here, bend it out. However, it's open because there could be different holes here. Quarterback is still reading this end and can keep it and run. If this end flies up the field, keep it and run. He comes out or sits, he can hand it off. Again, to me, in my world, that is considered zone because you're reading the end still. And when I do another video on different type of RPOs, I'll just get into it. You could have, these slants, you can have hitches, whatever you want. You could have on this side blockers still. That was another thing we can do. You can have bubbles. Instead of having your wide do this, because we're still in 2x2, you could have this bubble. You could have whatever you want. In my world, we could still call this inside zone. At a school I was at, we just realized we had linemen that could double team and get to the backers a lot better than scooping by themselves. It's still a zone. You've got a running quarterback. It's a zone read essentially for us at the time because we're still reading the end. You could still have a speed option, quote unquote, if you run that pup or that bubble, whatever it is, still have a RPO on the other side, the pre-snap, whatever. And for us, it was more about if we do this and we don't necessarily even get to the backers, but we can manipulate the backers with RPOs, sit routes, motions, whatever, we could still get maybe 3 to 5 yards on a run. Now, to some people, 3 to 5 runs on inside zone, that's unacceptable. What about the cutback lanes? They can happen. They might be looking at other things. We could still get some runs. And as an offensive line coach or run game corner, you're getting 3 to 6 yards on a run. You're going to get a first down. Don't worry about it. So here's a way against an even man front, how you could still, in my world, run inside zone. So we're going to keep the exact same front. We're just going to flip the running back. We just ran inside zone left. Now we're going to run inside zone right. We're going to keep the same front. So if we're going to the right tackle knows he's got to get inside of the numbers here and get that guy vertical or kick him out when we're still double teaming. Again, it's going to look like duo. Some people say just call duo. But if you want to teach different run schemes, maybe just call this inside zone. Right guard's going to say he's covered for this one because he's got a 3 tech. So it's very similar to traditional inside zone blocking. He's going to go inside of him and try to get vertical or kick him out. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. Center usually is going to say uncovered. So you've got 2 options here, and this is game planned. This is where I like running the double teams because you could still practice it for traditional inside zone, or you can still get double teams. This is where it gets a little tricky. This still takes practice. So now he's uncovered, but he's going to peek back. He's got the shade. He's got the 1 tech, so he's going to step inside to get inside the numbers. Left guard isn't covered, so he's going to go in here to this nose guard. We are going to try to double team to this backer. This is where it takes practice, where the center's coming in. You could gallop however you want to do it, get inside and get to that backer, or you could double team to the will, however you want to do it. For me, we're going to double team to the Mike backer. Left tackle is not going to block the end. Okay. We are going to come in here and get up to the will. So right now you're still getting to the backers. We're getting to the line of scrimmage. Running back still the same. So right now, if you call the inside zone to the right, he's aiming to that part of the center. So he's going to bend it up. Is he going to bang it out? Or are we going to get this cut back? This is, again, it takes practice. Have some inside run periods, set up some cones, set up some bags. This one, you're probably going to read the helmet, see where the helmet is, see where the hole is. I know it looks like duo, but since we're not blocking this end, if this end comes flying up the field, quarterback can keep it and run. If you've got this bubble screen, maybe he pitches it out there, or they're blocking for him. And if he keeps it, he's got somewhere to move. If that end comes flying up, he can hand it off. So in my world, it's still zone. This worked very well at the school when I first saw this. I've seen traditional inside zone. We still can run traditional inside zone at times. But if you're looking and thinking, okay, I want to have these run plays, I like duo, maybe it's a play you want to run. Maybe your guys can't block one-on-one. This, I think, is a good way to do this. Again, in my world, we're still inside zone because we're reading the end. And in my world, that's still zone. Again, things change a little bit when defenses go to their odd man front if that's what they do. So can you still run this duo type inside zone concept against a 3-4, 3-5, an odd man front, whatever it is? When you've got the zero tech, you can. Now, this is coaching preference, but here's one way that we can do it. So if we're going to the right with this inside zone, we're trying to get double teams. This is where I think, well, not think, this is where you still need to practice this over and over, because there's a way to make this look like traditional inside zone still, or we can change it up a little bit. So right tackle has this same blocking thing. He's looking for the inside, and he's trying to get vertical. We're trying to push up. This is where things change. Now, the right guard is uncovered. Okay, so he's going to peep back inside. Well, he doesn't have a one tech. He doesn't have a shade, but there is a guy that is head up the center. So here's where you as a coach, and this is what we came up with before, what necessarily do you want to do to control this? Do you want them to go take their steps and get up to the backers? And then do you want to have this double team on the nose guard with your center and left guard to get up to the inside backer? Since it's inside zone left, have the left guard come up. You can. This looks like traditional, if you want to call it traditional inside zone. You definitely could do this because you're having the right guard take a path up to the backer. You got the backers taken care of. We're still getting a double team here, everything else. Another thing that we can do here is the right tackle keeps his same rules. We can get maybe a nice triple team in here. Now, this is a perfect world. Defense coordinators, if you watch this video, I understand this is a perfect world. Guys are going to blitz. Guys are going to stunt. Guys are going to move. With the zero tech, what that scares me is if you get a big SOB nose guard and you run traditional inside zone, that's fine because we can get a double team with the left guard or the right guard and the center. So we're still getting a double team on that SOB. If you come up against a fast nose guard, which is what a lot of you defense coordinators are very, very smart, you're going to get a fast nose guard in there to try to mess with the center. So to protect the inside, what we came up with is like a triple team on the inside. So and against an odd man front, if they're going to line up in 5 techs and a 0 tech, we tell the guard, if this backer, whoever it is, the Mike, the Sam, whoever, if they're not coming, they're not walked up, you don't see them at the snap of the ball when you're picking your field, putting it down, okay? You don't see that. We're going to go inside to the 0 tech. Center has to take the 0 tech because he's head up. Left guard now. Same thing. He doesn't see this will do anything. The Mike's not coming. If they're sitting and reading, we're going to go inside. So now you've got almost like a triple team on this nose guard. Left tackle is going to scoop inside and get first threat. If it's this Mike backer showing up, the will showing up, whoever, that's who he's looking at. This is almost going to be an automatic, bang it inside. For the running back, he's keeping the same look, but now he can bang it up here. If we get a good triple team, this may get a cutback, especially if the end comes flying up to hand it off. And if you get your quarterback to carry out this fake, he might get that cutback. Left tackle picks somebody up. Probably that will. We get this good little cutback. If that end comes flying inside, this is probably where you change up your blocking rules for an odd man front. Quarterback can keep it and have this nice little run. There we go. Get this nice little run out here. Now what happens in this triple team? Well, if the right guard feels that the nose guard is going more to the left, he can come off and find a backer. Okay, this is where you have to practice double teams. You know, you, me stuff, or over stuff, however you communicate with your line on double teams. Okay, he can come off here. Since we're going to the right, that's what you could do to take care of this backer. Then the left guard and center are blocking to this Mike backer. This guy, the left tackle, is coming up for a backer. Everything is still covered. You just have to rep this over and over so the triple team, they have their eyes up, kind of determined, since we're going to the right, where the left guard and the center are probably the ones that are probably going to be really focused on that double team or that triple team, but they're going to take over so they can get to the Mike backer. Right guard knows, okay, I'm going to come here real quick. They've got it. I'm going to go off to the right to look for probably that Sam linebacker, if it's 3-4, that Mike or that Will linebacker, however you label them, they're going to come. So to me, you're still having the zone because you're reading the end. We're still looking. We could pass it off in that situation to get up there. So in my world, I know it looks like duo, but we can call this inside zone. If we don't want to, if this is our main run play, we can still do this. I like this way. We get nice double teams. We're stealing reps because you may not just be a zone team. So we can steal reps. This worked for us really well when we did this. I really like this. It gives us a good point of attack. There you go, Coach. That was just a different way that I've been around inside zone. Again, to recap it, I like it because this doesn't have, I'm not saying this happens all the time. I have seen this where when you run traditional inside zone and you're picking the foot, putting it down, trying to get vertical. I have seen where linemen sometimes go to the side. I've seen linemen where they use it as a playoff so they could go to the side. They're not trying to get vertical. Some say inside zone is soft. I'm not saying that at all. I love how traditional inside zone works when you're stepping up, getting vertical. We're passing off a guy. We got cutbacks. I love it. I think if you do run a shotgun or a spread, you don't need to have it, but I think it's a play you have to have. I like this one because now if you do come across a way where offensive linemen are taking a break, maybe that way you're not getting the vertical push. Well, now it's like, hey, we have to double team. We have to control the line of scrimmage. If we're getting 3 to 6 yards on a run play, we're going to win or put us in a better position to win and move the ball. And if you are a gap scheme and a zone team, you're running power, maybe you're running ISO, because this is very similar to ISO blocking. Maybe you like duo, but you're like, I just don't know if I want all these plays. You get the best of both worlds. So you call it inside zone. You're not blocking the end. I know in duo, where I've seen where they have that, you have the H-back, block the unblocked end, just different ways. You can run split zone out of it, all that stuff still. I like it. Gets the point of attack. It gets the defensive linemen moving. We get nice double teams. We control the line of scrimmage. Becomes very aggressive at the line of scrimmage. And you're stealing reps if you're also a gap team to work on these double teams. So run inside zone however you want. I'm trying to give back. This is the way I've ran it a lot of years. It works. Try it out. If you want to have the conversation, if it's duo or not, please, I will have the conversation and I will agree with you. It is duo. But for us, it's zone because we're going to read the end. Again, football coaches will make things complicated. I'm trying to make it simple, give little tweaks. Again, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please share out the audio version. Please leave a nice review. If you don't like it, pretend like it never happened. Thank you guys so much for listening to everything out there. Please check all the other content out there. Go check out other coaches' stuff that I've had on the channel and podcast out there. Other coaches have great stuff as well. Again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.